You must be hungry.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Sorry,
I know, you don't want to be held down, I know. It's okay, you must be hungry. Oh, peekaboo? Peekaboo! It's a good idea to have a second person just to keep him occupied or just pin him down. It's just an easier, safer way of doing things and making sure he gets everything that he needs. Right, Pumpkin? I know. You're so busy.
My husband and I met pretty organically. He was just so kind and sweet, and he was charming throughout, and that was it. That was the thing that drew me in, and the topic of children came up fast. I figured, okay, it's gonna be an uphill battle getting pregnant, so when it spontaneously happened, it was like, wow. So we celebrated for a couple of days and then told our families.
I was very excited. I was already in my head planning all these things that I wanted to do for the baby.
They told us, and we were super excited, tell us about the ultrasound and show pictures and tell us how things were progressing.
We thought we had more time because Noah was supposed to be born in March. Noah was born at 25 weeks, and of course normally they're supposed to be born at 40 weeks, so he was very, very early. Noah spent 207 days in the NICU. He was a pound when he was born. He was born with lots of lung issues because they were so underdeveloped.
He was so tiny. Is he going to be able to make it?
You know, you can see pictures and we'd FaceTime, but you really couldn't get how small he was.
He was finally discharged. I remember it like it was yesterday, driving home with him and then walking through the doors for the first time with him. And it was great. We got to be a family for the first time together at home. It was a wonderful feeling to, kind of in some fashion be normal. About 4 days after Noah came home from the NICU, my husband texted me and said that he wasn't feeling great. He was feeling a little dizzy and dehydrated, and he thought, maybe he was just that tired and dehydrated. He came home, sat down with Noah and was cuddling on him and loving on him, and he said, he was a little tired. He was going to go to bed early.
It was 3:30 in the morning when the phone rang. All I could hear is Michelle screaming, "Mommy." And she's like, "Mom, Mom." And I'm like, "What's wrong? What's wrong with Noah?" And she's like, Bruce. And it's like, "What happened to Bruce?"
It was just disbelief. Like, how could this possibly be happening after everything we just went through? Just like that, he was gone. Like, how could this possibly be real? I just remember for months afterwards, I just kept on begging God to wake me up from this nightmare, to just let it be just that, just a dream. And I'd wake up and Bruce would be beside me. It's indescribable what that felt like. It's almost like it happened to another person, It was like an out-of-body experience.
Noah's birthday was Thanksgiving weekend, so we all came down from Michigan. We planned a big party. Michelle rented a bounce house for the kids to play in.
We brought him up to change him into his birthday clothes that we had put out for him.
I noticed a hard mass on Noah's belly. We went to the doctor not long after that, and about a week later, he had a biopsy that confirmed that it was hepatoblastoma.
From day one of his chemo, he was having infections and sick and in and out of the hospital. It just seemed like nothing went smoothly. It was all so complicated.
I was nervous. I was scared for both of them. But I was praying too that God will watch over my baby girl and our baby.
Every night he was in the hospital, I was in the hospital. It was an overwhelming time, and I didn't know what I was going to do. They said that it was very treatable. There was a plan made for chemotherapy, and that's when it started getting a little scary about the finances. My director, her husband works for Suffolk, and he presented my story to the Giving Circle, and they stepped in and asked me what I needed. The Giving Circle, they gave me peace of mind and the time that I needed to focus on Noah and to not focus on finances. My rent taken care of, my car payment taken care of. And it was a great relief for me. They were so gracious and so kind, and not only in just the giving of funds. They check on me regularly, they check on Noah regularly. I keep them up to date when I can with how he's doing. If there's any way I can advocate for them now and in the future, I'd be happy to do it, because my son is a walking testimony to their benevolence and just how beautiful the whole thing is. For anyone that's considering giving to the Giving Circle, I would say it's such a worthy cause. I don't know how I would have made it through the past couple of years without their assistance. I don't have the right words to express, just how much they've done for me.